Now all you need for this painting is 11 by 14 canvas, and you can put it up this way, which is portrait, because the door is going to be a long ways. And all you need for your paints are your primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, ultramarine blue, cad red, cad yellow, if you have that on hand. If not, just whatever you have on hand, and white, and green, and burnt umber, and black. So just use what you have on hand. You don't have to not do the painting because you don't have the exact colors. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mix up a really nice background color. So you're going to do the whole background first. You won't do the door first. You can draw the door out first and then paint around it, but it's easier, I found it easier to do it this way. And you're going to mix up a really nice color, like a cream color, whatever color a light color you want in the background. And I'll show you how to mix that there now. And I'm also going to show you my brush. That's a Bristle Brush, and that's the one I signed. And so if you have one of those on hand, that's 1 inch. And then a smaller bristle brush, which is probably a size 8. And you can use whatever you have on hand. Don't think you can't do the painting if you don't have these brushes. And then if you have a chiseled edge sable brush, that would be good. And that's a size 6. And we'll have those on hand. So just have those supplies on hand, and then we'll be able to get started. So all you have to do to get your color for your background is to mix some colors. Now, another thing is, because we're mixing the colors here, brown, some yellow, some red, so you're getting all those colors together and some white. And that'll give you a nice background color of a peachy, pinkish color. Whatever color comes out for you, it's okay. So you have more white than anything else. Okay. Now the thing is, if you got to go back and remix it, your colors may not come out exactly the same. So if you want to, you can mix up a good batch of it for your background, or you can get pre-mixed. Bottle of pre-mixed background color. Okay, so I'm just going to do it this way because I don't mind not getting exactly the same color. But for this, in this case, you might want the whole thing to be exactly the same color. But the door is going to be going over a lot of it too. So and the flowers and everything. But let's get started with our background color first. Okay. Okay, so there we go. So just put that on there and do your whole background. And just go up and down, like you don't want it too streaky, so just make long strokes back and forth or up and down, alright? So keep going. And we'll keep going until we get the whole background done first. Pretty background color. Now you can have any colors that you want. You can have a mixture of colors, or as long as the background is a bright color so that it will match your door. There we go. And it won't take long to do this, but if you get streaks or if you get the canvas coming through, you might want to do a second coat. Make sure your first coat is dry first, okay? So just go back and forth, up and down, long strokes to get all that blended really nice. There we go. Nice. So now all you have to do is draw out your door. So draw a door on a piece of paper. You can use a ruler to get the straight lines. And then round the edges off on a straight line over, and just use a ruler. And then tape it onto your canvas. Your paint should be dry by now. And then you take your drawing and you take some carbon paper. And with your paper drawing of a door on your canvas, all you do is put your carbon paper underneath. Now you might have to lay it on a flat surface to do that. And then take the drawing and transfer it to your canvas, and you can use a ruler to make these lines nice and straight. And then when you do that, and you take that off, you should have a nice drawing of a door. Pretty simple. So hopefully you can see that. See, there's the drawing, and that will be on your canvas. Now all you have to do is take some blue paint, get a sable brush, a softer sable chiseled edge flat brush, and probably a size 12, as long as it fits your door. And your door is pretty centered on your canvas because we're going to have flowers and everything around there. So just mix up some blue. If you only have the ultramarine blue, it's going to be pretty dark, so you might want to add a bit of white just to brighten it up a little bit, depending on what color blue you want your door. So I'm just going to put that nice little color on there. So just go and paint your door. Same strokes so that you don't get too many streaks. So just painting your door. Okay. So just come down where you ended your lines so that you leave some space for, you can even drop a line over here like this with your paint if you want to, just to know where you're going to have your walkway. Alright, so let's get the paint on there. Good. Nice long strokes so you won't get any streaks, because if you just put it on like that, you're going to get all these streaks. So lots of paint on your brush, and I'm filling up my brush really good, just mixing my blue, my white, lots of paint on my brush so that I can move the paint nice and smooth. Good. So just paint your door blue, just so we make it easy. All the big details, I should say the small details, all the small details will come last. Right now we're just doing the bigger areas of paint, just so we can get it started and get it going, and then we can add all the nice smaller details when we get that done. So I'm putting lots of paint on my brush so that it'll be nice and smooth and we won't get any streaks. There we go. I'm not too worried about the bottom because I'm going to have the walkway down there. Good. Let's keep putting on the paint until we get it all on. If you got lots of paint, you shouldn't get too many streaks. When you get over to the edge of the line, if you can get it straight, that'll be fine. But as you can see in the painting, the edges of the door are pretty rugged because we're making an older door. And we don't want it to be too perfect. So I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to put it up against the straight line so I can get a half decent straight line and come down on the edge. That's the beauty of these chiseled edge brushes. They'll give you some nice straight lines. That's if your hand don't jerk around too much. So if you don't have a steady hand, don't worry about it, because we're going to fill that side in with the edge of the door, and the edge of the door is kind of old looking, so it won't matter too much, but still you try your best to get that as straight as you can. Good. And then you come up around the corner, put your chiseled edge brush right up against the line and come up around the corner. Good. And same with the top. If you need a second coat, you can do that too. Good. Put your chiseled edge of the brush right up against the line. Good. And we're going to come around the side and do the same thing. Put your chiseled edge right up against the line. And I'm going to come over here because I'm doing the video, so I don't want to put my arm in the way. Let's get that done here. Now, you may want to stand on the other side. You can do this on a flat surface. That way you'll get to do your line straighter. Let's see how nice and pretty that is. So I'm just going to get this edge done for you. So what I did was I just took my canvas, because I'm standing up, but you can sit down, and if you have to turn your canvas around to get that other edge, you can do that also. So you can always take your canvas and move it around, so you can get straight edges, or depending what you're doing, get those nice edges in here. Good. Now, so you have your door painted. Now, if you need a second coat, you certainly can do it. I don't think I need a second coat there right now. We got the door done. Now that you have your door done, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your bristle brush, okay? This is the bristle brush that I have my name on. And I find this great for textures. And so this is a bristle brush. See the top there where it's all spread open, and so good for making flowers and trees and leaves and all kinds of good stuff, because the bristles take all the paint and spread it out. So I'm just tapping in some dark green. You can use hunter green, and to make it nice and dark you can add some brown to it and a little bit of red, just to get a basic dark color. Okay, you can also add black and green, but you know, sometimes it gets too black. So that's a nice dark green there, just by adding a little bit of brown, a little bit of red, and that really darken it up. So now you're going to take your brushes full of paint, and we are going to tap on the underpainting for your flowers. So the flowers are over the door. We're just going to tap, 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 tap. Look, just like that. See? The brush does it all for you. I'm going to put a closer look for you. There we go. So look, see that? And it spreads it open for you. So the brush does all the work, so you don't have to do too much work. And just tap on these basic dark green color, okay? And just tap in. It doesn't have to be solid. It can be like, you can probably see some of the red going on there too, which is nice. We're going to be adding color over this for the flowers. So put your flowers wherever you want them, the basics for your flowers. Just tap, tap, tap gently. If you got lots of paint on your brush, you probably need to be a little gentle. And just a little more paint. A little bit of brown, a little bit of red. You can even add a little bit of blue if you want. Right? Just dark colors. And we're going to see now, match where your flowers are going to go. Tap, 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 tap. See how nice and dark that is? That's what I want. I want nice and dark. And we'll come over here as if the flowers are coming down around the door, and then you can narrow them out a bit as you come down. A little bit there. And a little bit over here. Some more green paint. And we'll tap in some more flowers as they're coming down around the door. See? Isn't that nice? Would you just hang down around the door? So, good. And we can spread them out a little bit if you want, or put them wherever you want to. But as long as they're just on top of the door there, they will be nice, just hanging down around the door. And this brush is amazing for doing those really nice texture. They look like leaves, and the brush does all the work for you. If you've got the proper brushes, the brush will do the work for you almost. And you don't have to struggle. I get a lot of people who say, I can't seem to get it right. I don't know why I can't get it right. And a lot of times it's because of the brush. So you can put more on. You can probably come down a little, almost halfway down the door, just so that you can make sure you got green. Too much other colors. The main color is green. And you can bring it around here and around the top of the door. As we put flowers on, we can sort them out more to where we want them. We might want to fill up space. Depends on where you want them. They're just growing out everywhere, like vines and all kinds of good things going on there. Right now it's just the basic color and just the basic underpainting for our flowers and what's going to go on there. Okay, so just try to get the, like they're hanging vines and hanging flowers next to your door, because it's kind of a Spanish door. See how pretty that is? Even just as it is there now, it's, once we add color to it, it's going to be even more prettier. Okay, I think what I'll do next is I'll put the walkway down here, and we'll make a nice gray color for down there, just for the underpainting for our walkway. And let's make our own gray. You can use black and white if you like, but I'm going to show you how to mix a nice gray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some brown paint. Alright, some brown paint and some blue paint. So brown and blue makes a really nice dark color. Alright, so brown and blue, there it is, about equal amounts. And then add a bit of white, so we get a bit of a gray color. See? Make your own gray. Now, there we go, that's nice. I don't know if it looks a real gray on camera, but it's a nice gray color. So just put that underneath here, just go straight over. And we'll use this for an underpainting for our wall, for our front of our door there, and that'll get that started. So see what I'm doing? I'm just putting in the basics first. That's what I always do. Put in the basics first. Get the bigger areas painted first, and all the small details will go on top. So we're doing the basic areas first, the underpaintings and the bigger areas, and that'll start putting your painting in place. You'll be able to see it coming alive right before your eyes. You won't believe it. All these, as you fill it in, as you start filling it in, you'll see it starting to come alive. Yes. And then when you add color to it, then you'll be amazed. And this is the way paintings work. If you don't get confused and frustrated, you will be amazed at how painting really works. It's very simple. I'm not saying all paintings are simple to do, but you know, if you simplify it, you should be able to see it coming together fairly soon or in the painting. Now I know there are other people do their underpaintings differently. You know, everybody starts their painting differently, and they'll just slap on a bunch of paint and then they'll put everything on top of it. But with me, I like to paint areas and still make the painting look nice, because that way then I get encouraged to keep going. If I just slap on paint everywhere, a bit of gray here, a bit of blue, a bit of green, I would be confused and I wouldn't be able to do that. Now maybe some artists are so experienced that they can just picture things right away and they can figure it all out right away. I have to take my time and figure things out as I go along. Alright, so then we're going to bring this line over here. And we got to get a straight line here, so what I'll probably do is put a bit of tape there. And then we'll tape it off and we'll get a nice straight line there. Or you can use the chiseled edge of your brush. If you can get a nice chiseled edge, then that would be even better. Right? But if you can't get a chiseled edge there, then use a bit of tape. Good. Now we have that part done. See? Do it in parts. Good. Okay, now I think what we'll do is we'll go around the door here. We'll have our nice door edge here. And what I'm going to do is to make it a little rough looking is I'm going to get a sable brush, synthetic, or as long as it springs back, you know, and stiff and springs back, but yet it has a soft touch to the bristles. Not bristles, I'm sorry. Yeah, so a really nice brush, and that way you can do the edges. So sometimes I grasp for words, as you can tell, but that's okay. So now I'm going to take some blue paint. Let's see now how we can do this. Let's take some blue paint and add a little bit of white. Don't mix it, just touch it. Okay, don't mix it, just touch it. And then we will bring it around this door here. See how the blue and the white are separating? That's what gives it that really nice old look, as if you had crumbling paint on your wood. Okay, so it starts to mix close. All right, let me see if I can get it closer for you. If that starts to mix, then go back in and get some more white, because we don't want it to be. And you can put your blue on first and then your white on after, but I like doing it this way. So just go on over it again. Go over it a couple of times you have to. Get a little bit more white. We'll just put that little edge on here. Get more white if you have to. So you want some of the white to stand out. So I'm just touching and pulling, but I want my white and my blue not to blend together. I want it to separate. So if it goes on too smooth, as you can see, some of it has gone on a little smooth. Put some white on your brush and just go back over it again, but don't lose your blue. So it might be a little tricky. If I can think of an easier way to do it, I will. And I'll tell you about it. But right now, put on some blue. Maybe this way would help. Just put on only your blue first. Let's try that. So that's just your blue. And now, without cleaning your brush, just pick up some white and go back over that blue, but don't lose your blue. So just tap it on, sort of, you know, just tap, 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 tap. And you got some nice edges there to your door. Now we will be straightening up more things. These are just basic paint basics, the underpaintings and the starters, and like I said, this is just getting it started. So we can go back over all this when we need to. So we're just going to tap on around the door. Now that might be easier. A bit of blue paint. Tap a bit of blue paint on the chiseled edge of your brush. See? I'm using the chiseled edge of my brush. I'm not doing side to side. Well, a little bit on the sides, but I'm trying to get it on the top of the brush, so that when you tap on or pull it on, then it won't mix completely. So you need more paint. Just put it back on there. And if we can't get the white to come on, we'll go back over that after. I'm not really worried about it. I'm just trying. All I'm trying to do is get something started here. Okay, so try not to go in over that line like I did. Stay outside the line. I'm standing up, see, so a little awkward, as I always say in my painting, because I want you to know that, you know, it is easier when you're sitting down or when you're standing in front of your canvas, in your easel or wherever you're doing it. It's easier to stand directly in front, but I'm to the side, and Just want you to know that, so you'll say, well, why isn't she painting straight? Like, what's happening? Okay, so anyway, so as you can see, I'm just trying to get the look of some old wood around the door, and I'm going to have to fix it up after for you. Okay, so but as long as you get at least that started. So just get that started. See how it looks like an old piece of wood there? And it's an old Spanish door, so I mean we'll fix that up and make it really pretty. So I'm just playing. There we go. There we go. The other side could be a little thicker. So just going to get some blue paint and just go back over it again. I'm tapping this time because it might help me get my paint separated. So I'm just tapping on those edges there. Good. Put a little bit of white. And I'm not rubbing it in because it'll only go into one color. I don't want it to go to one color. Now, if you want it to go to one color, you certainly can go ahead. It's your painting, you do whatever you want. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. And it's all fun. It's all fun. You can even have just a plain piece of wood around the door if you like, you know. And you can look at pictures of doors and Spanish doors, and you can use some of those reference photos to make your own type of door, but you can still follow what I'm doing. But if you want to change up a few things, you can certainly do that. You know, look at different pictures, look on Google and Google Spanish doors, and then if you see something like this, then if they got something around the door that looks nicer, or if the flowers come further down, or they come different ways above the door, or they may crawl up the side, or whatever way, you know, you can, but you can still use what I'm helping you with is getting it started. So you can do anything you want with your painting. So let's continue on now. Now, why don't we put a shadow in here on the door? And we still have to fix this up. This is just a basic box around the door, so I'm just getting that there. Not to worry about that right now. So let's do a shadow first. I'm going to take maybe, I just got some more colors on here. Let's go with some black and some blue. Nice dark colors. Black and blue. A little bit of red. There we go. Nice dark color. And so I'm just using a flat brush. Flat sable or synthetic, softer brush. Not a bristle right now. And we're just going to start at the top here and just come down around the side, on the inside of the edge of the door. There we go. And over here, just all around the door to get us started. And we got to work pretty fast because that's going to dry. So as you get on this side over here, let's put it thinner. So just use the chisel edge of your brush to get some shadow over there. So see that, how nice it looks already? So clean off your brush with some tissue. Clean it off really good. And then take that and start going back over it, but start moving it in towards the door. And that way we will get it nice and smooth and into the door. So just scrub at it. Scrub, 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 scrub. Scrub at the top. Scrub it right down into the door. So we don't want that line. We don't want a line there. We want it so that it all blends in with the door. Just scrub at that edge of that shadow there. Don't worry if it looks a bit messy at first. We can clean all that up. I don't want you to have to worry about it. I just want you to enjoy and know that no matter what you do, you can fix it, make it look nicer again. Now that dried up on you there. We can add a little more paint, just a little more. Now see, I want to do this so that you can see that it dries up. What you might say, well, what am I going to do? It dried up on me. Well, let's put some more paint back over what you just did on the inside of the door, right next to the edge. Now that's wet, right? So clean off your brush, clean it off, and go do the same thing. So spread it out towards the door. Scrub it if you have to. There we go. That's a nice little edge there. Nice little shadow. There we go. That looks really nice. See how nice that makes it look really deep. Really nice. Now let's put a few flowers or some greenery on this that we already have done. We're not going to put, a lot of flowers on it yet. We want to do little steps by step. Just little steps, baby steps. So we're going to use this brush that I have, my Allison Pryor brush. And this is one I love for using on my flowers and bushes and things. So there we go. So that's a 1-inch bristle brush. Hopefully you have one. Alright, now I'm going to dip into some green. So, because we want to, this is a first coat of the green that we did. It's dark. So that's your first value, dark value. And let's go with a medium value. Alright, so I'm just putting some green. I got, you can use hunter green, sap green. If you're using sap green, it's pretty dark. So make sure you add a little bit of yellow or white to it just to brighten it up a bit. But I got my green here is light enough. So I'm just going to tap into that, and then that'll spread open the bristles. See how to spread open like that? Isn't that cool? And then you're just going to tap back over some of this that you already did. Good. Just to lighten them up a little bit. See, that'll brighten them up for you. So it'll be a second value. Good. And then maybe we'll just add a few more before we put the flowers on, okay? So just tap, tap gently to get that on there. See how easy that is with this brush? I love this brush. Alright. Now, let's see if you can see that. See? Good. So, when you get your sap green on, or with a little bit of yellow, if it's there, I'll just show you what I would do if I had sap green. I would, let's get this up there for you, tap into your green and a little bit of yellow. Okay, you see it? There it is. Okay, that'll lighten up your green a little bit. And just, that'll spread out. If you don't have one of these brushes, just pick any brush that you have there, as long as it's bristle, and you can get the bristles to open up just by tapping it in your hand or on your tissue. And just tap again over this, and you're going to get some really nice, but be gentle so it won't be big blobs. Alright, just be gentle. So see how that, as you layer your paint, see how it starts to pop, just pops right out. And all those darks that are underneath are making that pop out more again. So if you got a dark underpainting, which I like for most of my greenery, and then I layer it with different values, which is, gets lighter and lighter as you tap on. Just put a little edge down here at the bottom of the door, just a little piece down here under the door so that it looks like we have a little edge or a little step or something there. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some red and some blue and put two of them together. I'm not even going to mix it very much. And then I'm going to take my flat brush, same flat brush that we've been using, okay, and I'm going to take the chiseled edge and I'm going to touch and I'm going to pull. I'm not doing anything else, only touch and pull. Okay, that's it. That's a little edge to the bottom of. It's hard to see because it's dark. I'll add a little bit of white to it there so you can see it. Okay, but you try the purpley color. I'll just add a little bit of white there. Whoops, crooked. Alright, that's no big deal. Anyway, you can see my mistakes. That's okay. Alright, so we're just going to straight over, so we can get a nice straight line. Straight over. There we go. That's just the bottom of the door. Alright, so that's just pretty simple. Now, so we can see this here, let's put a little bit of a highlight on that. So, I'm just going to take a bit of white and add it to the colors that I made right here. Just lighten it up a little bit. There we go. Same flat brush. And take that and put it on the top. So you want to keep the dark underneath so that you can see that it's a little... Alright, so if you can, just pull over. You have to be careful. There we go. I'm just making little strokes. If you can make one swooping stroke, that'd be great. But because I'm doing the video, you know the drill. I'm just standing here trying to get comfortable. And if I was doing this, I'd be sitting down in front of the painting. And then I'd be able to have more control over my hand. So let's see if we can get this on here without making too much of a mess. There we go. That's marvelous. Good. And down here, I just want to, you can put whatever you want down there. You can put steps down there. You can, use your imagination. Look up some pictures of, flat surfaces or a ground, and put some, anything you want down here. Because it's just the ground where they come out the door and step on the concrete. So I just have a dark background. And just to see what this looks like, let's make take a bit of chalk. And take a bit of chalk and start planning out probably some stones. Maybe there's some stones on there. And just make a few and see, how that works out. Let's just try that. And you can make steps in there if you want. Well, let's try stones for an experiment. Let's see. So they don't have to be tidy. As you can see, they're not that tidy. So take a small flat brush, chiseled edge. Okay, just a small flat brush. A little smaller than the one we were just using. And we're going to try and add some color, maybe a little bit of color. How about a bit of blue? Let's experiment. A bit of blue. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. A bit of blue and a bit of red. A bit of white. Let's try that. So just put that in where you made that, and you can go outside lines, of course, and everything. So just try that. So there's one stone. Okay, let's try another one. I don't know. If we don't like it, if I don't like it, and I don't think it's because I'm just going to go over that one with a little bit. I'll leave a... So just fill it in first, and then we'll highlight them a little bit and see if that helps. So there we go. Put in your stones. Just follow your little chalk, and then you can come outside lines or anything, whatever you want to do. So you can make different colors if you want. I don't know, add a bit of green to your blue or something like that, just to play around with it. And we'll add another one here. As long as the bottom is straight, the top can be a little rounded, it don't matter. Just try to get a straight line on the bottom. Straight line on the bottom and fill in the top. There we go. So if you get a little bit of a straight line on the bottom. Alright, so let's try a straight line on the bottom and a little tiny hump, not much of one, and just pull over. That one's a bit bright. I want a shadow. Let's try a straight line under here and a little bit of a hump. Something like we did in the rocks. I have videos on how to 3 steps to painting rocks. Now I know these are flat stones, but it's basically all the same techniques. So straight line and just fill in the top. Okay, so you got some nice little, and you can put as many as you want that you think will work for you. Just gonna do a couple. Straight line and then just thicken it up on the top there. Okay, that will make it a bit easy for you. And then you can highlight the top of those just to bring them out. Okay, so just do the top, keep the bottom. Good. This one here has lost a shadow, so you just put it back in, that's all. If you lose shadows, just put them back in. Good. Just a little shadow. Just a little shadow on the bottom there, because you don't want to have it just a plain blue. And then just highlight the top. That's all. There we go. Highlight the top with a bit of white on your blue, just to brighten them up a little bit. And just on the top, haphazardly, it doesn't have to be perfect straight line on top. So you're just trying to highlight them, and they're kind of, you know, like the flat rocks that you buy, like slates. All right, good. So don't forget, a flat line, flat straight line I should say, a straight line. All right, so your straight line, then you fill it in to make it thick on top, and then you keep your shadow, and then you highlight the top. Now if you got any problems with that, let me know. I'll guide you along, either in an email or whatever way I can help you. And you can go over them a few times till you're happy with them, because they might be a little, you know, annoying. And what you can do is, if you don't like it, just wipe it all out with your dark paint again. Just wipe right over it and start over. And if you still can't get it, then put in a few steps, or even just any colors at all, just to give it a rugged look. So it won't be so. I'm just going to put another one here. Straight line, see? And I'm going to make it thicker on top. Lost my shadow, so we'll put some more shadow in there. Good. See? There's like little rocks there. Hope nobody trips up on them. Alright, so we got that much done. Now, if the background down here is too plain, you can get your dark background again. I think we used black and blue and red. And add a little bit of white to it. Try not to mix it too much. Wipe it off in your tissue, okay? Just so that, and just scrub on a few highlights in between the rocks. Just to give it a bit of, because it's too plain, the background was too plain. So let's just put, I'm just using my small flat brush, and I'm just sort of scrubbing it. I don't have much paint on my brush, almost like dry brushing. So it gives it a bit more of a texture, or a little more interest, we'll say. So we'll just add the blue and the red, whatever colors you want. So when you get your color, see the paint that's on there? I know it's a bit blurry there now, but alright, so just wipe that off on your tissue, and what's left over, just scrub at that background color around your rocks, okay, just to give it a, here we go, just straighten up that line. Yep, just to give it more of a natural look, because it was kind of like just black in the background or really dark, so we need to just add some color to it. Just trying to show you that you can do whatever you want. Even if you're looking at a picture and you're using it as a guide, you don't have to go by that picture exactly. Just use it. Bits and people go by several different pictures. You can look them up and see, you know, what other kinds of grounds or steps you can make, doors and stuff. You can still go follow my video and then, you know, get ideas from other things, other pictures. Okay, make sure they're royalty free. Make sure that you don't copy someone else's work, okay? Because it's more fun doing it your own way anyway. Good. You can also put, you know, a really dark color, say black and red and blue again. You can put a really dark color right underneath that straight line that you made underneath the rock. Just a little bit of a shadow here. And that gives it more of a... All these little things that you do, these help bring your painting to life. All these little details. You started off with a plain background. See how that sort of makes it jump out a bit more again? So all these little details certainly, and you can use all kinds of techniques and you can try them out, and don't be afraid. Try it, and if it doesn't work, just go back over it with some paint. Don't worry about it. Just try it out. And if it doesn't work out, just paint over it. But don't paint over the whole painting, just the area that you had a problem with, okay, that you were experimenting with. So experiment with small areas at a time, okay? So just say, if you're doing the flowers on top there, well, if you experiment with that, that might be a little harder to wipe out. You'll have to redo the whole background again if you did that. So some things might be a little easier to fix than others, or experiment with. So down here will be easier because you get that done, you don't like it, you just wipe it out, and you're only dealing with this one area. The door itself may be a little difficult if you experimented a bit too much, but you know, if you don't mind, like say if we did something with that door, this blue door, and we didn't like it, we could just go back to the blue, but then we got to do all this again, all the shadows and everything. So experiment as best you can, and if you don't mind going back over things like that, that's fine, but try a small area first. So let's move on. Okay, let's go with our handy dandy chalk again. And let's put a couple of nice little flower pots here. Now you can have any kind of flower pot you want here, okay? I'm just going to put one in and make it look a little Spanishy. So I'm going to just decide how high up I want to go. So I'm thinking around here. I'm just going to make a line. Just a line. See if we can see it better this way. There we go. That's a bit better. I'll just focus in a little bit for you. And alright. There we go. And we will make a line on top which is short and a longer line on the bottom. Alright? To make the line longer on the bottom. That'll make it easier for you. And then you're going to, you can curve it in like this. See that? Curve it in. And curve that in. And because it's chalk, if you don't like the way it's shaped up, you just get rid of it. I'll just put some... Okay, so just get rid of it by a damp brush, any kind of brush, just damp. Just wipe it off in your tissue and just gone. See? I love the chalk. Okay, perfect. So, and then we'll try again. So let's see. Now if you find this hard to do, you can't get what you're looking for, then do it on a piece of paper first, and then you can practice it. And then you can put it on your canvas, or you can draw it on a piece of paper, and then, so the same over here, and then you can trace it, your sketch, your drawing, onto your canvas. Okay, so let's do the same here. You can have different pots on either side. You can have small pots and big pots, whatever you want. I'm just doing it that way just because. No reason. I just like to have fun and experiment. Okay, perfect. Now I'm just going to make it a little bit of a grayish color, I think. Now you can have any color you want. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just making some black. Maybe I'll put a bit of red in there. Okay, and some white. Just to grade up a little bit. Purplish, grayish, purple color. And then I'm going to fill it in with my small Filbert brush. Well, it doesn't be filbert, it can be flat. And it's not bristle, it's the, there we go, sable or synthetic. I was looking at some polyester brushes the other day, and they won't work if you end up buying polyester. I don't think they're very good. They've got really shiny bristles on them. Oops. And I don't think the paint would stick to them. They're like house, you know how you buy brushes, house paint brushes, and they got these shiny, slippery bristles on them. They won't work in your paintings, but the softer bristles will. So, like this one here. This one here is a bristle brush, and this one has a top on it where all the bristles separate, and that's what I like to use for my flowers and trees and all kinds of things, you know, anything to do with texture. And you can open it up, you know, by tapping at it. Tap it into your hand and look, see how it separates. That's what you want, it to separate. And it's not straight across, they're kind of pointy out. Pointy out, it's a new word. Kind of pointy. And they so it's a different brush for sure. And anyway, I'm going to continue on now, stop talking about that, but I want you to know about the brushes. I want you to know what you can use, because a lot of people do get frustrated, and it's not even their fault. It's just the brushes are not, you know, they're not working for you, okay? So that's not your fault. And once you know that, then at least you can go buy the brushes that will work for you, okay? Because there's no sense wasting all your money on brushes that don't work for you. Now let's fill in this one. Alright. If you end up going outside the lines, well, we're going to be putting flowers there. And we can fix that up. Let's go right to the top here. Over here too. Let's go on the ground. It's sitting on the ground. Okay. There we go. Good. So fill that in, and if you don't have to go by the chalk. Now that you got the chalk drawn, you can thicken it up. You can make it bigger on top. You know, and turn your brush the chiseled edge or flat ways. So move your brush around like if you're doing something, you could an edge. See the edge of that there? See where it's starting to blur? Well, use your chisel edge on that, and then if you want to come and do a thicker part in the middle, you can turn it this way. So keep turning your brush different ways to see what results you can get from that, okay? It's all about experimenting and trial and error. And I notice people, my students that I teach, I noticed after a couple of classes, they really know so much more, because I think they're practicing at home the things that I teach them, and then they seem, when they come to the class, they just glide into their paintings, and it's wonderful. It makes me feel like I really accomplished something. It really helped. I love helping. Okay, so just play with it until you get what you're looking for. Now, okay, so not too bad. I'm, you know, when I get the flowers, they look nice. I'm not too worried. So I'm going to put a little bit of a highlight on the edge of those just to bring it out a bit more. Just going to bring a little bit of a highlight on the edge here. Just add a bit of white to that color that I used. Whatever your color you just used for your flowers, for your flower pots. Add a bit of white to that color. and then just add it to the right side. I'm just assuming, I'm going to say that the sun, or there's something shining on here, probably let's say it's coming in this way because the shadow is here. So maybe the sun is coming in this way. So we'll put some highlights on the right side. So the right side of the painting will be lighter than the left side, okay? And we'll be putting in some shadows and different things, because shadows are very important. Put some shadows on the door. Alright, see how that changes it a little bit? And it's not bright enough, you can add more. Good. See, just add it to the edge. And when you add it to the edge, you don't want it to be just a white line. Clean off your brush and then smooth it in with the rest. Alright? Make sure you only just go over the line that you see there and just blend it in that way. Good. Alright. So there's a little, I know it looks a little messy there now, but I'm going to fix all that up. So I don't worry about that kind of stuff. I wish it could be perfect for the videos, but you know, I just got to show you what I do, and things are not always perfect. I'm just trying to fix this edge here. See, so all you gotta do is just go over, just clean up your edges is what I call them. Clean up your edges. You don't want any rough edges. You want your edges to be nice and clean lined. Okay, now, that's a funny looking pot over there on the right, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to fatten it up a little bit. See, I want you to see this because you're going to say to yourself, oh, I ruined my pot. What am I going to do now? Well, this is what you're going to do. You're going to paint over it. Thicken it up, fix it up, whatever way you think it needs. You got your shadows in there and your highlight. It's a little bit better. Yeah, a little bit. Good. So you work on your painting and get it the way you want it. Don't forget, it's your painting, and you make all decisions. Let's put some leaves and things around here for get ready for our flowers. So this is another brush that I use, and this is the number 8 bristle brush. It's flat, but I like it because the bristles open up on it, you know, so it can give me some nice leaves. Now you can use the 1 inch if you want to, but I'm going to show you this 8-inch one, or you can use 6, 8, or 10, size 6, 8, or 10. And we're going to dip into a dark green, and to make it even more dark, I'm going to add a little bit of blue, maybe a little bit of red. Alright, so that's nice. So now let's decide what way we want our flowers. So this is the background for the flowers. So you're going to have flowers. You want to make sure that the shape of the leaves are going to be the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap in, let's see. Just touch. And I'm going to tap gently. Okay, gently because I got lots of paint on my brush. So I got a little high one here. And I'm going to come over the side. I'm going to come down here. Don't worry about it if you make it a little bit of a mess. Alright, I'm going to come down here on the side. Some of them are sticking out this way. And some of them are sticking out this way. And hanging down. Just what's left over on your brush now. You don't need much paint this time, okay? Good. Something like up here, see? Good. We'll do the other side. But let's put a little bit more here and just tap on a little bit. Because remember, this is where your flowers are going. So you want to have some kind of a shape to guide you. And when you put your flowers on, you also want to be able to have a nice underpainting of greens. And then take some more and do the other side. Whatever way you want them. So I'm going to make them a little higher up here, and then I'm just going to spread them out on the sides. Just tapping very gently. Tap, 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 tap. Down around the side, coming off the canvas. Depends on where you put them. Put them. Okay, and then tap more down here. And that will give me an idea which way I want my flowers. So that's a little underpainting there. And if you want to highlight that a little bit before you put your flowers on, just get some yellow. Tap it into the color that you just made. And then tap over what you just did very gently. You don't want to lose the underpainting, okay? Just gently, gently. There we go. Maybe there's some hanging down over the front there. Just use your imagination. Good. Maybe there's a little one hanging down here. I don't know. Just playing. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Let's see, let's see. See, just that little bit there. If you can get that much, then you'll be like really excited about moving on to put some flowers on it. So try to get those as nice as you can, just so you're happy with it, and that will get you encouraged to move on to flowers. But if you don't like what you see in this stage, then you're going to be probably frustrated and say, you know, I don't like that. But if you can get that as nice as you can, even if you don't like what you see, then go back to the green again. So if you put your highlight on, it looks really, you don't like it, just go back to the green again. Just tap on some more green, dark green, and then start over. So don't worry about it too much, just experiment, okay? It's a learning lesson, all right? Because most people looking at my videos are beginners. So if somebody was looking at this and they're very experienced, then they probably wouldn't need to keep going over it and things like that, right? So as you get more experience, you'll be able to figure out the pressure that you need. So I only did that very lightly. I lost a little bit of my dark, okay, so I just noticed that. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. So if you lose some of your dark, go back in with your dark green. Just get some of your dark green back. And then just tap that on top of what you just did. It's okay. See? That brings back some of your darks. Good. Not too bad. Alright. Okay, so I'm just going to use this brush here that I have. And look, you can see that some you can get better, like more. You can put grooves in them. Separate them so that you can get some boards on your doors and cabins and things. So I'm just going to try to put some blue paint on my brush, and maybe a little bit of black, maybe a little bit of red, just to see how that works out. Now if the bristles don't separate, we'll have to separate them somehow. Let's see, probably not. Let's wipe that off in our tissue and just pull down. Now, or pull up. Okay. So pull down. Just try not to have too much paint on your brush. Straight up and down. And that will give you some streaks, some boards. So you can see, like, we don't want anything too elaborate right now, but you can see that it's adding some little boards there. So I got my brush pretty full here. I'm going to try another brush. This brush here is not bad, but it's not doing what I want it to do. Down and up and down. Okay, so I'm going to try another brush. Let's try the Bristle Brush. See if that helps. Okay? The bristles. Just the bristles are kind of, see how they're all separated there? So let's try that. Just see if that works better. The number 8, or if you get number 8, 6, or 10 bristle, that's fine. So let's try that. Touch under the shadow and pull. I just need a bit more darkness there. touch and pull down. Good. Yeah, so more shadows in the door. Get your bristle brush. Make it look like it's kind of old and it has some boards there, but you don't want to pronounce those. Now you can do anything you want. Like I said, I'm just doing this painting so that I can help you get started, and you can pick out different ways of doing things that you like to do yourself. So let's try some more of these. I'm just taking my bristle brush, like I said, and I'm touching and I'm pulling down, straight down, boom, straight down. Okay, so I think we need, a bit of paint on our brush to get it to move. So don't wipe it off. Just take your brush, fill it up with paint, and pull it down, straight down, so it looks like straight boards. Okay. See how it creates some shadows. All right. So I know it's hard for you to see, but I'm going to go black. That way you'll be able to see it better. So just go down, and you go up again if you want, as long as it's straight, You don't want to go this way and that way and stuff, because then you'll end up with something different completely. Do any adjustments that you need to make up on the top here. Okay, just move your paint around, and that way you get some shadows. Okay, let's try a doorknob, and let's get a small liner brush there. I'm trying to get it so it won't be too blurry on you. But anyway, not sure what's going on there, why it's still blurry. But anyway, it's a small, flat, small brush, and it's a liner brush, and you can see it right here. And I'm going to take, let me see, I'm going to take some chalk. Let's take some chalk and draw out our doorknob. So we're going to put it on the door. Pick a spot that you like. Okay, I'm just going to pick right here. And then I'm going to make a little circle. There we go. Little circle. And then I'm going to make a curved line. Like that. Okay, curved. See that? I'm going to make another one just to be sure. Got that correct. Alright, so let's try that. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to get some brown paint with a little bit of brown and a little bit of blue. So that's all. I'm just mixing a little bit of brown, a little bit of blue. I find brown and blue makes a really good, really dark color. Where are you? Can't find me. There I am. I could edit that out, but nah. Have a bit of fun. Okay, so brown and blue makes a really good dark color, almost black. All right. I think I had a video on color mixing. So we want to make it nice and dark. If it's not dark enough, add a bit of black just to get even darker. So it depends on how dark you want it. I'm just going to add a little bit of black to mine, because I tell you now, I use the bottle paints, and it's harder to get them to do the color mixing as good as I would like them, because I use them for videos. They're just the bottle paints, and so if you're using tube paints like burnt umber and ultramarine blue, you'll get a really nice dark color, and cad red if you add a little bit of cad red. So it depends on what you're using. If you don't have those colors, don't worry about it. Use whatever you have on hand. And this, now these lines here, just fill those in so that you got that. Alright, so I'm not going to go too thick there. There we go, we got to start it. And now what we're going to do is, we're going to highlight with a bit of yellow. A bit of yellow onto your brown. Alright, and then you're going to make a highlight on the door. Now remember, the sun is coming in on that side. So just a little bit on there. Good. And let's take some of the yellow and brown, and we'll put it in the center. We'll put the highlight in the center. And that way we get a little bit on the edge. We still need to keep the dark. So we got the edge and the center and the edge. Now, let me fix that for you. Get rid of that chalk line so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. And I'll highlight that a bit more for you now so you can see it. It might be a little brighter on my side, but you highlight it the way you want it. Okay, so I'm just going to put a bit of highlight in the center and up to the side and down to the other side because the sun is coming in. I'm going to highlight it again. Can't seem to get it bright enough. Alright, there we go. So that's just the bottom where the handle. Okay, just the center there a little bit. Good. So you got the doorknob and the handle, and if you want if you lose your shadow on the side there, if you end up going over, just put it back in. A little handle there, see? Isn't that cute? Okay, there's lots more you can do. You can make, you know, some more locks and stuff on top, but just let's do this much first, and if we need to do more stuff, if you guys want me to do more things with this painting, just leave it in the comment section, and maybe I can add some more things to it that you would like to see done, or we can do another door. So, you know, don't hesitate to ask me to do certain things. If I can't do it, or I can't get to it on time, but at least I'll have it written on my list, and I will get to it eventually. And if I can't do it, I'll let you know. So far we have that much. Nice. Okay, so let's try adding some highlight to the door so that it'll look more shadowy, and let's see how that works out. So I just got a bit of blue paint and a bit of white, and I mix that here. A lighter blue than what the door is, okay? I'm using a flat brush, sable, bristle, sorry, not bristle, sable or synthetic, and I'm just going to add some light color. Just so, now we know the sun is coming in, so it could hit off this edge of the door. I don't know for sure, like you're not there, so you have to make it up as you go along. So let's just add a little bit of light hitting off the door. See how that works out. Just experimenting together here this morning. Yes, we are. Let's just put a little bit of that light on. See what happens. What do you think? Do you think that's okay? It's not too bad. Let's smooth it out a bit more now, make it more. Clean off your brush. Get a lot of the paint off as much as you can, because you want to scrub that in there. Okay. It's not too bad. Okay. And we'll do this one. Bring it down to the bottom of the step there. And there. And that will give us a little bit of a highlight, and it'll make everything else look like there's shadows. So it's kind of cool. Yes, I like that. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you like it, or if you want to see something else, or you want to see something added, or if you want to see some kind of flowers added to there. Or I love hearing from you guys. You give me fantastic compliments. You make me feel so good. I'm going to get a swell head. But I'm so happy that you're enjoying the videos. I really am. I'm thrilled. And because you guys are being so nice to me in the comments, it makes me, I can't wait to do another video. Can't wait. And I try my best. I just want to be natural. I want to be one of you guys. I don't want to be here pretending I'm an amazing artist and you can't do as good as me. I want us all to be one. We're all beginners. Okay, so I think I like that. If you don't like it, let me know and we can try something else. Let's just clean up the edge here too, down here. I'm just putting a bit of blue back on there. I'm going to add now some dark blue that we started off originally with, and let's see, a bit of white. Let's just tap into it. Don't mix it up, just see what happens. Right, we'll clean that up there, because we want to come down around the edge. That's the door box, I guess you call it. And we can clean off your brush and just take your brush and go on the edge of here. Just clean it up a little bit. Just try to straighten it up a little bit there. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, if you got a door box around your door, it can be pretty messy if it's old and worn and weather worn. So use your imagination. Look at some pictures. Okay, and then clean up the edge. And that will help it stand out a little bit more and look a little cleaner. It's just a bit of blue, a little tiny bit of white on your brush. Not much, just a little bit of blue, a little bit of white. And clean up the edge. Just go right on the edge with your chiseled edge brush and put on that little edge there just to straighten it up if you need to. Okay, we won't worry about the top too much. We can go flowers over that. And on this side too. Just clean up the edge. Just straighten it up. Because we just sort of tapped that on there. So you might want to straighten it up a little bit. There we go. So you can always look up door box pictures. Spanish door boxes. And see what they look like. So just clean up that edge. You can come out a little bit if you want to make it a little bigger, or a shadow behind a door. Just keep it straight. You use a chiseled edge of your brush right up against a line, and that will help. That just cleans that up there a little bit. Good. Good. So anything else you might see, just pick at it. I like picking at my paintings sometimes. Sometimes I mess them up. But that's the fun. That's the fun of it all. So if you think you need some more highlight on the top of here, you can put that on now. So when you're doing your paintings, and you look at it and you see, okay, this needs a little more highlight, that needs a little more of this, do it all at the one time as you're doing it, and then stand back and look at it and see what little things need to be adjusted. Okay? That's what I'm doing right now. So just stand back and see what needs to be adjusted before you move on to anything big again. See? So that, you know, just adjust these little things. Okay, I think we're good with the door. Now you can put some windows in there too if you want, but I'll think about that and see we put them in. Maybe put a couple in later. But right now I think we should move on to up here for you, so we can do the flowers. And this is the fun part. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our big old 1-inch brush and see how I got all the bristles opened up on it. I did a video on how to use this brush. If you need it, just let me know and I'll put a link in the bottom for you there in the description for you if you need to know anything about this brush. So it's all open. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to tap it into some red. I'm going to just put in some red first. Okay, see how the bristles are, you know, they have just a red on the bristles, are all separated. It's great. So we're just going to put on some pretend flowers. So tap, see that? See all the little tiny flowers that come out without you having to do very much, only tap, tap, tap. Now we will be doing some other flowers, but I just want to show you that, you know, you can do a quick way. So I filled up my brush again, and I'm tapping very gently. I'm very gentle because I don't know how many flowers I want and I don't know how big I want them. So I'm just going to put my reds on first. That'll make it a little easier. I'm going to put on all kinds of colors. So put on the reds first. See? Tap, tap, tap. These could be little red roses. I mean, you could even just have only one color on these if you want to. They could be little roses. But I can't stop at one color. I'm sorry. So we're going to go down here and down here. And we have all our roses on now. Isn't that the prettiest thing you ever did see? Just with this brush. It amazes me. that this little brush and can do all this. But anyway, I am going to, like I said, if you want to know about this brush, or if you know where you can get one, I'll leave it in the description. You can let me know if you're interested in this brush. But anyway, let's see. Let's do some more. Okay, perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few more colors. I think you can leave it as the red roses, or, well, I'm going to leave my brush dirty and I'm going to go into some yellow. Now look what I have. And I didn't mix them together. I'm just tapping into the yellow, just like this, watch. So I didn't mix it or anything like that. I just tapped up my dirty brush into the yellow, just like that. And now watch magic happen. More flowers. Isn't that pretty? We don't have to do very much. Can you imagine we had to do each little tiny individual flower with one brush? You'd be hours and hours, maybe even days, doing these individual flowers, wouldn't you? So you can add some bigger flowers on top of this if you want to. I kind of like this smaller flowers. Nice. Now you can have any colors you want. I'm just adding this, and even let them come down over the door if you want. And one more I'm going to do is white, because that will bring out all those nice colors. So I just tapped into my white. Just tap gently. Now see, there's a bit there, looks a bit too much on it. So I'm going to tap that off a little bit, because I don't want big, huge flowers ruining what we already did. So let's gently put that on there. Gently. A couple little white flowers. We don't have to have a lot. Pretty, look at that. Isn't that nice? All those little flowers just with a couple of taps of your brush. Unbelievable. If you had to do them individually, we'd be here for about 3 hours. Okay, let's try the smaller ones down here and see what we can do with those. These are also nice. You can put all kinds of flowers in here. Let's see what we can do with those. Let's focus in on one first. Let's go over here. Alright, I like that one. That's nice even as it is, isn't it? But I have to show you some flowers. So we're going to take that bigger brush. We'll leave that for now. And we'll take the smaller, probably number 8, or like I said, it can be 8, 6, 8, or 10 bristle, okay? And we'll take that one for the smaller bushes. We'll spread them open. I know it's a little blurry, but I don't want to wait too long for it to focus. So, it's a bristle brush. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a few flowers. Now we're going to do basically the same as what we did on top before we add any more realistic flowers. And we're going to tap into our yellow. Just tap in gently until you get your brush filled up with paint. Tap it off in your tissue if you get too much on there, okay? You know, maybe even tap into, what you could do to make sure you're doing okay is get a piece of scrap paper, and just to see what's going to happen, tap on your scrap paper first, just to see what is going to come out like, because whatever comes out here is going to come out over there. So then if you don't see like it, then you try it again. And if you like that coming out like that, then you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to go for it. So I got some yellow on my bristle brush, and I'm going to tap off in my tissue here, because I'm going to tap off in my hand just to spread them open. Now I got paint on this. Do it before you get paint on, okay? So just tap into your hand and then get the paint on there, and then they'll spread open. Okay, now then you're going to tap on little bits of flowers, just tiny. We don't want to lose that nice green under. Look how pretty that is already. See how simple it is, just with these nice brushes. Okay, they got to be kind of scruffy bristle brushes. But if you touch gently, you will get some really nice effects. Isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. Okay, so let's try the other one. Basically the same thing. You can have different colors. Alright, let's go with red on this one, just so I can show you. Okay, so I didn't even clean my brush. Just see how the bristles are spread open? And then you're just going to tap gently. Oh, now see, I pushed a little bit too hard. Okay, so very gentle. There we go. See how it spreads open better now? And go with the flowers coming down. Coming down. Don't go all over the place. Follow the shape of the flower. Now you may not need this much on there. I'm just doing this to show you. Pretty. Okay. What we'll do now is we can add some red to our other one. Alright, just a little bit of reds. Depends on what you want in there, you know. Depends on the flowers. Just tap very gentle, okay? Very gentle. Alright, get the shapes nice. If you lose your shape, alright, if you lose your shape, go back in with some dark green. Don't get in a frenzy. That can happen. So just get your dark green back if you make a mess, and go back in and get whatever colors you want, and then tap them gently on there. Just gently, okay? See how I fixed that? So you don't have to panic. Alright, so if you mess that up and you hate it, you can't, oh, you're like, oh my god, I don't like that. Go right back to your dark green again, and then after that dries a little, then you can start putting your yellows and reds on there. So let's go with a bit of yellow over on the other one. Okay, so I'm just going to, now you might be able to make your flowers a little prettier than mine because I'm leaning over and I don't want to get in the way. So, I know, maybe one of these days I'll come up with a better setup, I don't know. Anyway, let's get this going. So, here we go. So some flowers coming down over the edge, down here. See, now I'm not fussy about that. So I'm going to, and I want to do this for you so you can see it. I didn't do it on purpose, I just messed up. It happens to the best of us, I guess. So, there we go. That's the paint coming out of the bottle. Now, I'm going to go and get my dark green back. And I'm going to go back over that again, because I didn't like it. And I think I'm making a real mess of this one, but I want to keep trying for you. Alright. So I'm just tapping back in what I took, you know, my basic color. Alright. I'm going to spread it open a little bit more here. Nice big old, there we go, that's a bit better. And now I'm going to spread open my bristles. I'm using the same brush, and I'm going to spread out my bristles by tapping. My brush is really dirty now with the dark green, so clean it really good. When you go from dark to lights, make sure your brush is really clean. You don't want to get that dark into your yellows and reds. Okay, let's try that again. Try that again. I'm going to be more gentle this time. And I'm going to spread them open a little bit more. There we go. Okay. I'll get a few little flowers in there. Now, get a few of those flowers down there, and that will get that started. Okay. And then if you want to put some different colors in there, I like blue, you know, blue and white. I find blue and white is really pretty. So I just tapped in some blue, tapped in some white, and I'm going to put some blue ones in here. I really think blue are pretty. Aren't they pretty? See that? Now you don't have to do much of anything else. This is, I mean, these flowers are pretty enough as they are, aren't they? So, you know, you don't have to take a small brush and make little teeny weeny. But if you want to, you can. I'll show you how to do a couple. Right, I'm going to have them hanging down. And I'm going to leave that one. I like that one the way it is. And so, I'm not going to touch the top one. I'm going to leave that because it's so pretty. See how nice it is? So I don't think we need to do much with that. So now I'm going to show you how to put some flowers on those on the bottom. And all you have to do is get a small little liner brush or a small round brush or whatever you can come up with, as long as it's a small brush. And all you have to do is put whatever colors you want down there. I'm just going to put one side of my brush into yellow and the other side into some red. And so I have two colors on my brush, and I'm going to just tap. Let me see. Get you closer so you can see it. So you can take your brush and just touch. Don't push the, well, don't rub it around, just touch and see what happens. I got a nice little flower there. You can put the red side down or the yellow side. I'm putting the red side down for now. I'm going to put a little one up here. Little one here. Pick up some more paint if you need it. Put a few here. Just somewhere. If you lose your yellow, just put some more yellow on and touch. See, I have these pretty little flowers. And some wherever you want them. Touch. 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 Got some pretty little flowers going on there. So you can have whatever colors you want. And over on the other one, I might also put one up on top and red side down maybe. Just touching. Touch. And wherever you want some extra flowers, just touch. And they'll be more realistic. There we go. I'll just touch. There's one right there. There. See? And then you get some of these more realistic ones in with the ones that you just did. So, let's see if you can see that better. See if I get so close that you can see what I'm doing. So yellow on one side and red on the other. If you want different colors, you go ahead and just touch. Touch. There's one right here. And so just touch and get those really pretty flowers there. Let's see where else. Put a little bit of yellow on that one. Maybe another one over here. Alright. So you got some flowers going on. There's a couple falling off around here. So you can put, you know, these nice little flowers on after you get all the others done. blurry. Okay. Lots of nice flowers, aren't they? Pretty. Alright, now I'm going to clean up my flower pots there now. So I'm going to take the same colors that I used for my flower pots with a bit of black and a bit of red and a bit of blue. A black, bit of red, bit of blue. And I'm going to just clean up maybe a bit of white. Brighten it up a bit. And then I'm going to clean this up so they look more, that side doesn't look too bad. Let's see. So you can straighten up yours depending on the shape that you want. So if you lose your highlight, just put it back in. So I'm just cleaning up that edge because it looks kind of crooked. I'm lighten it up a little bit. There we go. Scrubbing it in. Okay. So I won't lose my highlight completely. Just do that again. Cool. Now, the other one looks kind of strange, so I'm going to try to fix that up a little bit. Let's see. Maybe I will just get that over here a little bit. You can do your flower pots whatever kind of shape you want. So when you straighten them up, put your highlight back on if you need to fix them. Just go back to the original color if you really mess up. And then you'll get it all straightened up. So let's get that highlight back on there. There we go. Nice little highlight on that. Clean it up. So I know they're not the perfect shape, but I don't want to do too much with it, so you can fix up your, you can fix those up in whatever shape you want them to be, okay? I may go back over those again after, I'll see. I just want to carry on. So let's see what else we can do to finish it up. So let's do a few shadows on the wall so that it looks like there's shadows underneath, behind the flowers. So let's try. We got the sun coming in, or the light coming in from the right, so we got a bit of, behind these are going to be a bit of shadow. So all you have to do is get a bit of red and blue and make a nice dark color. And we want it to be watery, so we can make a glaze. So just add some water to your brush and make a glaze so that you can see through it, so you can see that it's fading out. Good. So let's use that for our shadow. Let's put it in here. You can barely see it because you don't want too much. Okay, just a little shadow there and there and there. Let's see if you can see that. Now, I might have to darken it a bit for you because it's hard to see it. So it's just behind the flowers, shadows. There we go, just shadow that out a bit there. Some shadows on your door. And here. Just scrub it on a little bit just to make it look like the flowers. A little bit behind here. Just bring them down a little bit, some shadows. There we go. Just shadows. I don't know if that's dark enough for you to see. I'll try again. I don't want to make it look too messy for you. So there we go. I'm just scrubbing on a little bit of shadows around the flowers a little bit. And just making it come out. See? See some shadows. That's all. Pretty simple. Probably will scrub a little bit over the door here. Hard to see it. So I'm going to do my best so you can see it. Blue and red. Make a purplish color. And water. Make it nice and shadowy. I'm probably going to make this a little darker so you can see it. I'll put a little bit on the door here. A little bit. We already have lots of shadow, so we don't need too much. Just where the flowers are hanging over, they're going to give you some shadow color. So it's not much. So let's see, what else can we do? Okay, so let's do some final touch-ups. Let me see, I'm just trying to think of things to do. I'm going to put some grass down around here because it looks kind of bare down there, don't you think? I'm just going to put a bit of green on there and darken it up a little bit with some blue. And just put that little bit of green there. There we go. And just pretend there's some grass there. So I got my bristle brush again, size 8. And I'm just going to put a little bit of grass here. I'm going to leave those rocks there. I just want to put a little bit of grass to make it look like, a little more finished. Just want to get that there for you so you can see it. Alright. There we go. Alright, so let's just put a little bit of grass here, just so we can see. It looks like there might be some grass in this area. Alright, so it's a nice bit of dark green. We'll do the other side also. Okay. Now I was thinking about putting some flower pots, like smaller ones down there, maybe put more flowers there. We could also do that too. I mean, I could go on and on and on, and we'll never get this done, but I'm just going to put a few little things here, just so I can, now that they're on my mind, I'm going to throw a few little bits of grass coming up here like this. I know I'm always trying to add more and more and more. Okay, so now I'm going to add a bit of highlight to that so you can see it. I just tapped into a little bit of yellow with my dirty brush. And I'm going to put that on top of here. This brush is great too because see how it just does the work for you. You don't even have to worry about it. You do it, tap lightly. See how nice that just came out? Okay, and we'll do the other side. Same thing. Get your dark green on, and then you just tap on a bit of yellows, just for highlight. Okay, see that? Now, you can do whatever you want here. You can play with it and put some. That's nice. There we go. And this one here needs. The light is coming in this way, so it should hit off that grass right there. Although it's behind the door a little bit, one's in front of the door, so you almost need to be there to see where the light's hitting, but you gotta use your imagination now, because this is your painting world. Maybe it's a little darker back here. Cool. Alright, now that gives it a bit more finished look, see? Good. Now I am going to straighten up a few things here. Still trying to see what I can do with those pots. They're kind of really not what I'm looking for. As you can see, they're kind of crooked and not, they're weird looking. So I think we're going to, now I want to do these and do it right so you can see what I'm doing. I don't want to leave it like that, but I'll do my best to fix them up. Let's see if I can get this to come down a bit more here. Looks like a big old tree stump. Oh. That's okay. And this one, let me see. Maybe I will widen this out a little bit more here. And I lost my highlight, but I'm going to go back in. Let's see if that looks better. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, okay. I was hoping to have a little better shape than that, but you know, when you're doing a video, it's a little harder to get it the way you want it. Because I'm doing it, I guess you call it live, even though it's recorded. But I'm doing it live. I'm here trying to do this right away. And I don't want to edit too much because I want you to see what I'm doing. Anyway, that looks fine. So what else can we do? I think that's about it. You know, you can do lots more. If there's anything else you want to do, you go ahead and play around with it. And yeah, I think I'm going to call it finished. There's lots more to be done, but it's kind of pretty as it is. You know, there's lots more, like you said. I'm looking at it now and I can see so much stuff I'd love to do with it. I'd like to add some more flowers down here. If I did, I would probably get my little liner brush out and roll it into yellow and green. And probably pull up some nice little, these little things here, and here. Just roll them up, you know, like I say, there's lots of things you can do. Just roll them up like that. Can you see that? Let's see. Okay, they're there. See, they're there. Now, I'm just bringing up a few of those long bits of grass, just with my liner brush. And you can do the other side. Just pull up. And if you want to add a few little bits of flower on there, just take a bit of red on one side of that brush, same brush, and put a bit of red on it. Blurs up when I get too close to the camera, sorry about that. And a bit of red and a bit of yellow. And just, I'm using the reds and yellows, but you can use whatever you want. And just tap on, just touch like you did on top. Just, whoops, just touch, touch. I'm going to go with white and red this time. You can't see it. Alright, there we go. Little tops. Little tiny flowers. There we go. They're cute. Let's try the other side. Let me try a bit of red and white and yellow, all the bright colors, and just touch, 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 wherever you think they might be. Cute. Yeah, and that's that. And let me see what else. Door has some light on it. The walls have some shadow. Anything else you want to put on there? More flowers, more shadows. And you could have a window in here too. So if you want to see those things, you want to see more added to it, you can certainly ask me and I will take probably another one more video after this one. But for now, I'm going to call this finished. And I will put them in lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, however many lessons I'm going to put up. And I'll put them in a playlist. So lesson 1 will go up tomorrow. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. There's no sense giving you, times and stuff because you'll be watching this video months from now and be going, when? So I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to put it up in lessons. And then I will put that in my description and everything that you need to know about it. And that's it for now. So if you like this painting, and if you want to ask me any questions, leave it in the comment sections below. And if you think this is a good painting that you got something out of, you can let me know. I really love your comments. So that's it for now. You can like and subscribe to get more of these paintings, and you can ask for requests. And that's it for now. So I'll see you in the next video from Allison Pryor. So when you put shadows on, you can also put some across the door. So you can get your purple, just get your purple color, red and blue, and make it watery. So I just dip my brush in, I got it full of water, see? And then just bring the shadows across. Now if it's too red, go and get some more blue, because I don't want it too much on the red side. And just bring the shadows across the door a little bit, just to give it like there's shadows going inside, going across the door. See? That gives it another bit of shadow. You notice the more shadows you got, it looks really nice. Really adds a lot of interest to your painting. See? Just add some more shadows wherever you think they might be. More on the blue side. Turn your brush and just pull them through. Good. So we don't want to cover them up totally, but it's nice to have those little shadows. And you can come across your door. Oh, here. Then we get a little bit behind the flowers. A little bit across the grass. All those little tiny techniques give it a nice interest. So I'm hoping that will look nice. Looks pretty nice. Okay. You got the light shining on it, plus some shadows from the flowers and the bushes. Okay. Now, well, thank you very much for painting along with me, and I hope you enjoyed that painting. And if you liked this video, then you can subscribe so you can get more free videos. And you can like, share if you could, if you think it could help other people. And if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments section below. And or you can email me at AllisonPryor@yahoo.com. So I'll see you in the next video.